my first question is, so what vendors did you guys look at when you were looking at bringing in an appraisal system, and why did you guys choose you?
Yeah, so we looked at, I believe we vetted three. We had looked at RIMS, which I can't remember now. I think they're Lighthouse now, I believe. They changed their name. And then we did Value Track as well. And we looked at a few others that we didn't get any further than the initial look at their website and whatnot. But in the end, I guess one of the main things we kind of gravitated us towards UConnect was that it was a very appraiser-friendly software. I knew that that would be important in getting buy-in from them to want to become on our vendor list and be able to engage them quickly. So that was a big part of it. And then just all the tools that, we had gone from a system where we were basically doing everything by email and creating every engagement letter and every review checklist and all those things every time we ran into it. So basically reinventing the wheel every time. I mean, we had our cheat sheet stuff where we could pull it in, but this software really makes those items. I mean, you don't even think about it when you click on the vendor to send it to them. That engagement letter populates and sends out, and it took you a click of a button, where before it was taking us 5 to 10 minutes and a phone call back and forth with the appraiser or the lender. So it just efficiencies were really what stood out, and then it also being appraiser friendly, where they weren't going to have their own logins. They were able to just it's all email for them, which makes it very easy on their end. We've had a lot of good comments from appraisers already that it's working really slick. So,
oh, that's great to hear. How was the onboarding experience? Because you guys got through that pretty quickly, didn't you?
Yeah, we did in about 6 weeks, I suppose, before we went live is when we actually got into it. So and I think they said their typical is that 8 to 10 on medium-sized banks. So we have it pretty. Our bank operates pretty efficiently, which is nice, and we're able to make a lot of decisions at our appraisal department level, which really helped. But we were able to quickly move through the onboarding process. Sunda and Barb have been great. They got Dan and I, my assistant manager, trained up on the software fairly quickly, and then we immediately ran into getting those engagement letters and appraisal review checklists and any other items that we wanted in the software, and be able to pull information that the lenders were putting in and put it directly into those reports without us having to regenerate and retype out those items. So those efficiencies were what we really focused on. And then I think about a week out, we sent out that information to our vendors. I think right now we have like 80% of them on already. So it's been a month, and I think, vetting that list beforehand, we didn't use all those appraisers anyways, but I think at 80%, we're sitting pretty good at what we wanted. Yeah. The process was very slick. It went quickly. They were both very knowledgeable on any questions we had, and were able to help us get up and running. And the bank gave us a turn time of wanting to start right away in January. So we came at it with a pretty short timeline to begin with, and we were up and running with no real issues. So.
Wow, that's great. What was it like going from using more of a manual system to now you can where most of the efficiencies coming from for you and your
it's night and day for sure. The amount of time we save and we're able to send out is very quick. We as a bank, we're kind of set up in the North Dakota, and then we have that Arizona. And Arizona is where we ran this test pilot before we got any software of ordering appraisers. And our guy down there, Adam, he's an appraiser, and he was supposed to be doing internal appraisals, but his full-time job became, engaging these appraisers, because just with the emails and calls and whatnot, it took up his day. I mean, he would have to set aside a couple hours a day to work on something else, but then the rest of the day was dedicated to manually getting these appraisers engaged. So now that we've moved into this platform, I mean, we've already done, I think we're on like request number like 180, I think, or so, and it's been 3.5 weeks. So
Yeah.
we're just pumping them out, and it's much faster. Like you said, from the moment that we get the information from the lender, it forces them to give us a little more information than they're used to. And most of them have been fine with that, but it helps us really develop, those bid letters that we need to send out, and then it makes them much quicker. On the appraiser side too, we typically have either 0 or 1 question come back from an appraiser, and that's about it.
Awesome.
And all of that run through the system, and then as they send their bids in, we select, and the engagement letter automatically goes out, and then we're just waiting for it to come back in. So yeah, it's much more efficient on the front end, and then also for tracking. So I can go in there at any time and see, did an appraisal come in, and I don't have to go through, my last 50 emails I got in the 3 hours I was in a meeting and try and figure out if something came in. I can go right into the system and go, oh, this one's in, or hey, we've got a question here on this one, and it really organizes it well for you.
Thank you. And yeah, what's your favorite part about working with the Uconnect team?
I think I just like the size of you guys. It doesn't feel like a corporate business. You have people to get done what you need to get done, but you don't just feel like a number from our end. I can email Barb if I have, we've had things come up through the system where we need to adjust things here or change wording in an engagement letter, and I mean, she responds within 15, 20 minutes, and then usually we hop on for a quick phone call, and then it's fixed within that hour. So so really just the closeness, or to be able to have a representative from your team that we're really able to hone in on, and especially with the timeline that we have with how quick we weren't able to get through or test everything that we were going to be able to do maybe on a typical timeline. So it was excellent to have Barb and Sunda and their team basically not at our beck and call, but easily accessible. So whenever we had an issue popped up, I mean, I don't think we've had anything that we requested to be changed that hasn't been changed within 1 hour, which is phenomenal. That's kudos to them. So that's definitely our favorite part is the size of your company and the effort you guys give to your customers.